We'll start out with your name and your birthday.
September the 1st, 1920, and Barbara Ann, my name.
Okay.
It used to be, like I say, Schaefer at one time, and now it's Teigen. And they used to call me BS all the time.
How many brothers and sisters did you have?
Well, there was 10 of us all together, yeah. There were 6 girls and 4 boys.
Who were your brothers and sisters?
So it was Elizabeth, Francis,
Teresa.
Pardon?
Teresa.
Well, there was Matt and Johnny and Steve and Adam and Louis. Louis is still living. He lives down by Ottawa, anyway.
Well, wasn't there 2 or 3 Steves? Like, wasn't there a...
Well, there was a Steve in mine, and there was Steve in my cousin, and then there was another Steve in the Valentine. Stephen Schaefer had a Steve, and then Valentine Steve had one, and I had a brother had a Steve. He was married. My brother was married to a teacher, Muriel, and they lived in Maple Creek for quite a while. But Steve, the others lived on a farm. Well, my brother was tall. He was 6 foot something. And then Stephen Schaefer, that's Eva's. They lived on a farm, and then Valentine Schaefer, they lived on a farm.
Yeah. Where did you go to school?
I went to Rangeville School, and then I went to East End, and I took my grade 12.
And then where did you go to work?
I stayed at East End for quite a while, and then after a while, I worked at home quite a bit, just at the farm. And then after that, when Gordon passed away, we moved to the park, and I worked at the park for quite a few years. I used to do quite a bit of work there.
When was Gordon in the Army?
Yeah, 1941.
And he was gone for 5 years.
Yeah, got home in 1945.
And when did you get married?
Oh, Lordy. It was in Plentywood, Montana. We got married in the States. And I think it's 1945, I'm not too sure. Or 46. It's in there right away.
And how many kids did you have?
6. 1 boy.
5 girls. How many grandkids and great-grandkids do you have?
95. Great and grand.
No great-greats yet?
Well, it could be.
Yeah, you have some great kids.
There is some, yeah.
And what did you and Gordon do? How did you make a living?
Well, we worked on the farm for quite a while. And then we moved into town here, and then Gordon got sick, and he wasn't feeling very good. And then I know we had to take him all the way to the Hat, and then he passed away. January the 11th.
1992.
Can't think of the name.
How long were you on the farm then?
Quite a while.
Quite a while. Okay, what
Well, we
about-
moved into Maple Creek here in,
In the 80s.
I think in 84 or 80. Or 84.
19, that was before that, 1980, yeah. Early 1980.
Did you just farm or did you have cattle?
We had cattle too, yeah. And we had cattle and we farmed both. Gordon used to take the cattle all the way down to the lease.
Which did you like the best, the farming or the cattle?
Oh, they're both the same.
What are some of the memories you have of living on the farm, living at Robsart?
I like living out the Robsart. I like living on the farm.
Can you tell us about Robsart when you were living there? What was in Robsart?
Well, I used to go and work for Mrs. Ford, and I used to do all the baking. I used to make butter tarts like you wouldn't believe. They used to come and take my butter tarts and buy them all the time, and I couldn't keep up with them hardly.
Oh,
Yeah.
and she ran a cafe?
Yeah,
What were some of the sports that you played?
I
I know
love
you played ball.
I love playing baseball. Yeah, I used to be first base.
Yeah.
And I remember I was playing out at the park one time, and my granddaughter, she was batting. I was out at third base, and I caught the ball, and her husband was the ump, and he laughed. He thought it was a great big deal, and she didn't think it was fair.
What about curling? Did you curl lots?
I love curling, yeah. I used to curl with Barbara Olson. She used to be the skip and I was third. And we won. We got our name on one of the rocks someplace, I don't know where, if they're in Maple Creek or where they are. But,
What about things like Christmas concerts?
oh, I just love that. I used to sing quite a bit. I used to sing with Eva Back quite a bit, or Eva Schaefer or Eva Back. And
At the Christmas concerts?
yeah, and Lil Seaford used to be looking after that.
Oh,
Yeah. I remember I had it one time when Jimmy Fame passed away, I had to get up there and sing a song. And it was coming in on a wing and a prayer. And when I was singing, everybody was crying down there. And I had to look up at that and sing this song. It was really nice, yeah, to think about it actually.
yeah.
We live about 5 miles from Robsart on the road. Mrs. Anderson used to be my neighbor.
Who was the gentleman that lived in your yard? I remember going over with Blanche, and there was an elderly man lived in a house in the yard. Your dad?
My
lived
dad,
there?
yeah.
Yeah.
That was Michael Schaefer.
I
He
just,
used to be a blacksmith. And I used to work in the blacksmith like you wouldn't believe either, because I had to hold the sickles when they come in there, and he made them, and I had to hold them while he fixed them. And made the wheels when wagon wheels come in there, I had to help him. I used to work out in the blacksmith too.
in Senate?
Yeah. Yeah.
What else did you do when you, as a young person?
Oh. I used to be in sports. I loved sports quite a bit. I can't think of anything else. I used to ride this horse, Billy, and I could ride it without having a bridle. You just sat in there and go all the way.
Did you ride horseback to school?
No, I walked. Yeah. We didn't have too far to walk. No. Yeah, I can still see I can still see the place. Like Dorothy, she used to live that side of the road. We lived on this side of the road, and we were neighbors. And then that was going down to Senate with the road.
What about gardens? Did you grow huge gardens?
No, it didn't have a good garden. No. No. It was kind of a bad time there anyway. I don't think there was too much moisture actually.
Yeah. What else can you remember about being out there?
I used to pick a lot of rocks, I know that. Well, I loved everything. Whatever I did, I loved, so it didn't matter. I loved dancing too, I just loved dancing. Pete Schaefer I used to do the hop waltz with him. Oh, he was a wonderful dancer. He used to Hop waltz, whoop-de-doo.
What is a hop waltz?
It's just to jump around. Polka. But we call it the hop waltz.
Who played the music for dances and stuff?
Oh, Mrs. Middleton used to play. She used to play the piano, but I think it was
Paul Kelman.
Paul Cameron was the orchestra, yeah. But I remember a time, Jeannie and I, we had to go up there and sing. We were standing up there singing, and Mrs. Middleton was playing, and she wasn't doing it very right, and I was watching her, and then I started laughing. I couldn't sing anymore, and Jeannie sang, sang the whole thing. I went back there, and Jeannie said to me, "What's the matter with you? You didn't even sing." I said, "No."
Well, didn't Nick play the drums too?
Yeah, Nick played, Schaefer played too.
What did you do after you moved to Maple Creek? Did you work then?
Not really. Stayed on. This is where I lived here now.
Mm-hmm. You've lived here ever since you moved to Maple Creek.
Yeah.
How do you like living in town?
It's okay. At one time there used to be a lot of things to go to, but now you go to bingo once a week. That's on Mondays. But the last while the Indians had 3 bingos. So I should say the natives instead of the Indians, yeah. And they had 3 bingos. I didn't bingo, but I went anyway. They had it for a person that, Matt Cox. I don't know what was wrong with him, whatever, but he had to go to Regina, and they were doing this for him.
Oh.
So I just donated to that, because I didn't bingo. It was very nice, actually.
Do you
Sometimes
ever win?
I win sometimes. When I go, that's when we have bingo. They have these Nevada tickets. I win there once in a while, but otherwise I don't.
What else do you do for entertainment?
I go to the hockey games. I like sports, period. And I like ball games too.
And you play cards?
And I play cards. I play bridge every Tuesday, and then I belong to at the seniors. And otherwise, sometimes people phone me to their place. They have a bridge club, and they ask me to come. Because I went the other day to Mrs. Vilda's, played at her place.
So do you still drive yourself?
Yeah, I drive myself.
Can you remember any bad storms or floods that happened when you were on the farm? Like any blizzards or?
Remember that bad storm when you had so much rain and it flooded by the barn?
Yeah,
Remember that?
but
And
there
you
was
lost some
fog
pigs?
too that was bad there one time. It's bad.
And you lost some pigs that time, and
Yeah. Well, anyway, the pigs went down all the way through to the track down with the.
to the road.
Yeah.
What were some of the activities that the kids were in that you had to take kids to?
Ball.
Ball
Play
games.
ball in the summer.
I think that's all it was a lot of ball games. She used to be Marianne used to be back catcher. Doreen used to be, well, she's shortstop,
Second base.
and she pitched too.
Do you watch a lot of sports on TV?
I do that all the time. Yeah, I love watching curling, and I love the Blue Jays. Yeah.
Where are all the kids now?
Well, Jeannie's in Medicine Hat. Blanche is at Webb, Saskatchewan, not far from Swift Current. And Mariana's in Robsart, and Bradley's in Carson, Alberta, and
Water Valley.
Water Valley, well, Carson, yeah. And Arlene's down in Ottawa. Doreen's out here at the park.
So did everybody get home for your birthday? For your 95th birthday?
Yeah, they all got home, yeah. Yippee.
Did you do a lot of knitting and sewing and crafts?
I did a lot of sewing in that. I didn't do much craft, but I did a lot of knitting in that.
You sewed clothes for the kids?
I used to sew them quite a bit, yeah.
What about technology and that? Do you use your computer?
No, doesn't matter to me, no.
Oh,
Marianne has got one, and Doreen has one, and Debbie has one. All the kids have one. So if I find out anything, I just phone them.
did you do a lot of entertaining and going out when you lived on the farm?
No, not too much, no.
Did you have card parties?
But I had a lot of people coming there because the family that come from, like Gordon's side of the family, come all the way from Alberta, they would come down. I used to have a lot of company, a lot.
What plans do you have for this winter? You got anything exciting to do?
Just keep warm.